Hey everyone, I received my HTC Exodus 1 blockchain phone last week and I had a chance to play around with it a bit. So I wanted to tell you what I have learned so far, what I think about it so far. As you can see, I'm a gorilla, so set your expectations really low for this review. I wanted to let you know that I paid for it with Litecoin, paid 19.84 Litecoin. This was my first major purchase with LTC, so I was pretty excited about that. The packaging for the phone was really nice, but I don't really care much about that, so I'm not going to spend any time talking about it. So first off, I want to talk about the hardware, just the quality of the phone. When you pick up the phone and you're holding it, it's just really, really great quality. Uh, you can tell it's a heavy phone. The back case, the back part of it is clear, so you can see through. You can see the ROM storage card, the CPU, and all the things inside the phone, so it really gives it a sharp look. Also, the buttons on the side of the phone are really solid. They're made of some type of really strong material, and you can tell they're high quality when you push them. For the overall feel of the hardware, the phone in your hand, just the way it feels and looks at first glance, first touch, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's definitely one of the sharpest phones that I've ever used, and it's far better than the Google Pixel XL and the iPhone that I've used recently. It has this feature called Edge Sense, where it senses the squeeze of your hand on the phone, and I'm having a really hard time getting used to that because I have these giant hands and I just want to crush the phone. So it continuously opens up the camera app when I don't want it to, and I haven't read any actual documentation on how this thing works. So I'm assuming if I spend a little bit more time learning it, then I'll probably have an easier time. But so far, I'm not a huge fan of the Edge Sense. But the one thing about the Edge Sense that I do like is that you can just hold the phone in your hand and tap on either side, and then the entire screen or keyboard will shift to that side, so you can do one-handed texting or one-handed scrolling, whatever you want to do. Which didn't have that in any of my other phones, and I really like that feature. The phone is running Android Oreo 8.0. The software itself is extremely responsive, like switching between apps, switching between any type of web pages. It's definitely one of the smoothest phones I've used, so I haven't had any issues with that whatsoever. The screen is a 6-inch display. It's crystal clear. It's by far the best screen I've ever used on a phone. It also has this built-in HTC boom sound speakers, and when listening to like music videos or watching Netflix or something like that, I find that the sound is really great. There's a front-facing speaker, and then there's also a speaker on the bottom of the phone, and I feel like those work really well. I don't pay too much attention to my other phones as far as that sound really goes, but I feel like it works just fine. So there's also a fingerprint scanner, and the fingerprint scanner is located on the back, similar to the Google Pixel. And I feel like the fingerprint scanner is very responsive. It works very well. The only issue I have with it is it's flat. Well, it has a very slight indent, so finding it is not intuitive, not completely intuitive, and the fingerprint scanner is smooth as well, so it's hard to differentiate it from the stuff around it, but it's not too difficult to find. I have found myself touching the camera and the button above or below the camera a couple of times when trying to get used to where the fingerprint scanner actually is. It also has face unlock. I haven't tested this feature out yet, but I may test it out in the future. So if you're used to using Face Unlock with your iPhone or whatever, I'm sure you'll probably like this feature. But for me, I've never used it and I don't really want to use it, so I'm just sticking with the fingerprint scanner because it works just fine. So for the cryptocurrency aspect of the phone, I really like the features that are built in. It is not a cold storage phone. Cold storage means that it is completely stored offline. It is not that, but it does use this app or this feature built in called Zion. And it's the default blockchain wallet. It has a few different features built into it. Zion is I guess you'd say it utilizes a secure enclave, and it generates your own private keys to keep your cryptocurrency safe. I don't like the little piece of paper they send you to write your keys down. It would be nice if they partnered with some type of company that makes those metal type key holder wallets, or even as an upgrade for future phones, just something to keep in mind. But the Zion enclave, if you will, it keeps your keys safe even from the Android OS. So your phone's operating system cannot steal your information in case there's malware running on your computer. So if you try to authorize a transaction with your, Litecoin or Bitcoin, the malware on your computer will not be able to read that information and see your password, so it's completely secure. So additionally, if your phone is ever lost or stolen, the culprit would not be able to access the secure enclave on your wallet without the passcode or fingerprint. If you do opt to put in the fingerprint, so if they try to guess your passcode, I think they have 30 attempts. When they turn on the phone, then it'll completely erase itself to protect your keys. So when you turn your phone off and then turn it back on, you'll notice that it says that the phone is encrypted, and it says you have 30 attempts to unlock it. So I really like that feature. I think it's pretty cool. It's a lot safer than any other phones that I've used in the past. So next I want to talk about the network connection. And I read a lot about the network connection, and it said that the HTC failed to essentially put a network connection in this phone. So I figured I was just going to have a phone that was connected to Wi-Fi, that I could use as a crypto wallet, maybe try to use it as cold storage and disconnect it from Wi-Fi. But I figured once I got it, I would try to pop in my SIM card. I'm on Google Fi. Popped in the SIM card and turned it on, and it started working immediately. I had to select the network that I wanted to connect to, and I knew that one of the networks that Google Fi uses was T-Mobile, and it connected right away and started working. So super happy that I have this phone to use on a day-to-day because it's such a cool phone. All the other network options, I haven't heard of them before. Maybe they're European networks, so if anybody's curious about those, feel free to message me and I can send you a screenshot or something. The camera is a 12 megapixel and 16 megapixel camera with really good zoom. It's incredibly clear images. Again, maybe it's because the screen is so nice, but the photos definitely like better than any camera, any photos I've taken on any phones. But the phone I've been using is the Google Pixel XL1, like the first version. So there might be some better ones out there now, but this one is really nice. And then it has a dual front camera, 8 megapixels, plus 8 megapixels. If you know stuff about cameras, you probably know more about that. The video is 4K and 60 frames per second with 3D audio recording quality. And then it also has that thing I mentioned earlier with the sonic zoom and audio boost. It's a pretty awesome phone overall. It also has a Crypto Kitties wallet built in. I don't own any CryptoKitties, so I didn't really mess with that too much, but I thought it was pretty cool to see that. And it does have Blockfolio automatically downloaded as a default app, which was cool to see. And other than that, um, I highly recommend it if you were thinking about getting a new phone or just having a backup phone. I would certainly get this one. It does have the Brave browser as the default browser, and I feel like I've never used one of these before, but it is a pretty awesome browser. It tells you how many ads and trackers it's blocking. Um, and when I visited like yahoo.com, I think it was blocking like 42 ads, and CNN is blocking like right around the same. So you don't really realize how many people are trying to watch you and watch your activity online until you have something that's monitoring for that for you. So highly recommend the HTC Exodus 1. And if you have any thoughts, let me know.